You need to find the right people. Don't negotiate on what you will or won't accept. I like people that they hate to lose more than they like to win. Let those people kind of drive the boat. Like, you need to empower them.
Really what we realized is we were the visionaries and we were just telling an extra person to do what we could just tell them to do on our own.
Yeah.
If there's any sales managers listening to me right now, I'm going to give you the best advice of your life. Never stop bringing in new talent to replace the bottom of your organization and help push up the middle.
At what point, like maybe number of locations, did it start to feel like easier?
I literally don't feel like it got easier until...
Welcome back to Owned and Operated. Today I have AJ and Noah again from Premier Home Pros. Welcome back.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. It's going to be a continuation. What I'm looking forward to hopefully deep diving into is like, hey, we set the platform. We talked about the history. I want to understand the scale and the path to scale. Like 6 greenfield locations in a year is a lot. How are we thinking about launch? How are we thinking about zip? We're talking about zip codes we like in our next 30 markets. So I feel like there's a lot to unpack there. Like first 2 markets, it was Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland and Philly were the first 2 markets.
Oh, Cleveland and Philly.
Pittsburgh was third.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And like your current one, do you consider that Cleveland, or is headquarters like its own thing?
Headquarters is its own thing.
Okay.
And then we have a Cleveland Cleveland market within.
And Cleveland's going to cover Canton.
It's really in North Canton, the office, yeah.
Youngstown.
Oh, really?
But it covers Northeast Ohio.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so first couple markets, like what did that look like? How did we start driving leads? How did we nail down marketing strategy? You guys are figuring this out, and you don't have Vince yet, who's driving leads.
Me and Noah.
Yeah. Like smacking home advisor.
That amongst other ones. Yeah. We had, I think, there's about 5 partners.
Like marketing partners.
Correct. You're in the industry long enough, like I said, I've been in the industry since 2009. He was in it since 18. You start to see the same marketing partners start to pop up on lead sheets. Like you get an idea that this company amongst everyone else is going to the same companies for leads. So that's where we started. Like we just started with, hey, these are the companies that we know for sure. And then we started fielding calls to other companies that we started finding online and just saying, hey, do you guys do bathrooms? Hey, you do bathrooms. What's your set percentage average? What's your cost of marketing across all your partners on average? And from there, we started kind of vetting that all out and just started buying leads and setting budgets for each lead provider. And then just monitor them really closely because your room for error and margin is so small when you're new. Like, yeah, you can't afford to spend $50,000 on a marketing partner and not get nothing back. So everything's in sample sizes, right? Give me 100 leads. Let me see what we do with 100 leads. From there, if we see a return on 100 leads, we'll up that. And that's exactly what we did. We made like very small, gradual changes and increases in budgets. And then from there, we started adding more partners. And
there's 5 now.
Oh, now there's 20. 20 marketing partners.
Okay. Yeah, because 5, I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, but for year 1,
ship over there.
No, year 1 was like 5.
Yeah,
to get us to 15 million. So, and like I said, it was just,
and that's gonna just to reiterate, that's like an Angie's List. That's maybe a modernized. Yeah. Okay.
Home advisor.
Yeah.
A social partner for Facebook advertising, like targeting, retargeting banner ads, things of those nature. So.
Are you tired of paying money on leads that don't convert? With paypercall.io, you only pay for a lead when your phone rings. No junk leads, no bots, and no guesswork. Just real calls from real customers. Paypercall.io helped our company achieve a 5 times ROI in just 60 days. If you're ready for marketing that actually delivers, head to paypercall.io and book a free demo today. That's paypercall.io. Get more calls, not excuses. Click the link in the description to get started.
Yeah, it was like 5 partners. We monitored it closely. We landed at under 15% in year 1 for marketing cost.
Is 15? Yeah, you've said that 15%. That's industry.
That is like your golden handcuff right there. Like that's where you want to be. Right.
15.
If you're sub 15, doing unbelievable.
Yeah.
But when you climb 15, and it all depends on what your margins are and what your COGS are in every industry, right?
What is gross margin? I didn't ask that last.
We try to aim for about 55-60%.
Okay.
But, that depends on it depends on your product that you're, like Leaf their cost of marketing was up into the high 20s to 30%.
Really?
Because their COGS were so small. So they could afford,
they can afford
to do that. But bathrooms are a little tighter.
Yeah.
Same with roofing and windows and kitchens and all those things, because your cost per lead increases based on your product category. So you just got to be mindful of those things. And, that's what we did. Me and him monitored it really tight, and, we scaled a business to 15 million and kept the marketing costs at 15%, under 15. And we're like, hey, like, it's time to add more partners, but like, we don't really know how to add more partners.
Yeah.
Like, we want to get into like, paid ads, and we want to get into, different avenues that we weren't really, inclined to do. So that's where Vince came in.
Yeah. And first location was Cleveland. Second was Philly. How far after?
Within like 2 months.
Really?
We had Philadelphia open. And
Why Philadelphia?
I was rooted in Philly. That's where I worked at my previous job.
Okay.
So I had a huge network of people in Philly.
Okay.
And
It's a massive market, man.
Yeah.
It's
so I knew the
the
marketing
best.
well.
So that's actually, I think, where Horizon is based out of. So that I think that's their headquarters. 850 million. Before it was like in the other building, but they have it's 850 million, 34 locations along the East Coast, and they have a 1-day bath that they've deployed into a few of the locations, but I don't know how many. But I think they're based out of Philly.
Yeah, we're actually like right outside of Philly in New Jersey, south of Jersey. We cover all greater Philly and all of South Jersey and top of Delaware. But, looking at that in 24, let's say 23. In 23, Philly was a $4.7 million office. In 24, it was a $21 million office.
Wow.
So that's what marketing hypergrowth that office location, just by adding more partners, more lead flow, better conversion.
Yeah.
Those things. So
Yeah.
we've seen considerable increases in markets since 2023 to 24. But
Yeah. So like same store sales.
just diversifying your portfolio of partners,
Yeah.
right? And scaling with more
and
budget.
then getting better at what you're doing. Also.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. So we start off with 5. We add Philly pretty quick. Sounds like we drew talent from our network.
Most of this business came from that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And that got us to 15. And what's 15? Is that $2 million? First year's budget was $2 million revenue. Does that sound right? For marketing?
Oh, yeah. Probably close.
Okay.
15%.
And all of it leads.
All of it buying leads?
Yeah, buying leads.
Yeah, at that point, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna go out of business if you do it otherwise the way we try to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you guys doing door knocking or events or anything like that yet?
Here in Cleveland, we did some events. Yeah. Great
How's
big
that
home and
go?
garden show. Great.
Q1's amazing.
Yeah.
And the rest of the year is just a battle.
Yeah.
Losing battle.
In events?
Yeah. It's you go from being at a great big home and garden show and Cleveland home show and all this good stuff, high intent homeowners that are buying a $15 ticket for the husband and wife, and they've been in their house for 30 years and it's time to get that bathroom done. They have the cash set aside. They're going to buy it. It's a matter of who. To then go into rib fests in July.
Yeah.
With people that are there to see a concert or monster trucks, county fairs, and you're trying to draw up people to take an in-home estimate.
Yeah.
So
And are you guys doing that?
we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just harder.
Team continuity for when it's time to make hay in Q1 obviously is a big thing, and then just try to diversify your lead flow as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we did we have an events and canvassing team, and this was we started it last April. This was our first like full Q1 with it. And we've been messing with it to hopefully, drive into new markets, but
How's your canvassing going?
canvassing's good. Like it's a 8.5 times ROAS.
Okay.
Which like for me, I'm like, that feels good. That feels really good.
And you guys do like proximity marketing where you're like, from a job that you did, you just canvass a 3-mile radius.
They're doing proximity, and they're doing like target.
And that being on interiors isn't a concern for you guys. Like you're still able to make it happen.
Yeah. So this biggest months were events, right?
Sure.
Like, and so like the Great Big Show was that was a great big help.
Sure.
It's a great start.
It's a
You
great.
shut it down from that point. It's like the greatest program of all time, right?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. But like we broke even on like return in December,
Sure.
and then now it's 10% of revenue comes from that team.
What's a good month in canvassing for you in terms of revenue?
200 now.
That's good.
Yeah.
And
Seems
what's your
good.
team at how many canvassers?
8,
8
7.
canvassers.
Well, we just
Hourly?
got up to 8.
Oh,
I think we're
hourly
like
or
6.
variable based or what?
Hourly with a spiff on top.
And then they're all
Yeah.
required to do street sheets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for us, it's just like there's no plumber out there is door knocking.
Sure.
So
Oh,
like,
no, yeah.
So it's sort of like
Carving out a market there.
Yeah, it's different and it works. Even events were kind of big and helpful. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so 2 locations. Did you have dialed in like the 46-day payback? What did payback look like in Philly? Second location. It couldn't have been as fast.
Listen, it was harder at that time to get another location going because you just don't have the army that you have now, and you're asking people like when he said something earlier. He said, you're asking people to kind of take a bet on you.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning days of this, asking people to take a bet on us was a ridiculous proposition. It was a ridiculous ask. Like we didn't have anything. They're betting on us personally that we'll make it happen. So, open that office. It's a lot of trial and error. And I don't know what our payback period was at that time. But I'll say it wasn't probably 46 days because you got to get a sale. So you got to get leads going.
Yeah. I mean, you're figuring it out.
Budgets were a lot less, though.
They were a lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
As in like what you needed.
What we spent per market on each budget.
Yeah.
Like I said, Philly did 4.7 in 23. They did 21 million last year.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of money there.
Yeah.
I would agree with no. It was a lot tougher.
it's impossible.
Yeah.
It was impossible.
At what point, like maybe number of locations, did it start to feel like easier? We got this.
I literally don't feel like it got easier until our 10th location.
Really?
I didn't notice it. I noticed every other location before that.
Yeah.
Stressed out infrastructure, stressed out people.
Sure.
Added too much to people's plates, and,
Mhm.
and conversions from the very beginning aren't what they, and this most recent one in Dayton, the 10th, I think we opened at the beginning of March. Is that right? Or was it February? February.
13th. Yep.
We marry Cincinnati Columbus market together, and that's been rather smooth. And then we just opened North Jersey last week, and
Unbelievable first week.
smooth as smooth can get.
Mm.
And it's literally because we did a business deep dive at the end of 2024 and kind of did an org chart reimagination where we decided to go really heavy with senior sales leaders running regions, people that are like just proven, motivated, experienced, problem solvers, high level achievers. We pay them a little bit more and divide them a few less offices each and hire more of them and let them manage the managers in those offices.
Mm-hmm.
And our conversion rates and our problem solving has just gone up. And it was a monetary bet, but it was one that made sense. So for me, it wasn't until this year that I felt like it's starting to autopilot.
Ease out. Yeah. AJ, why did you think 5? Like what turned for you?
Oh, we were in a position to we opened all, we went from January in 24, we opened Detroit, and then February we opened Atlanta, and then March we opened at end of March, early April, we opened Chicago, and then it kind of just continued to go. So it's like the business, it felt the pressure of like needing support in those markets, but we continued to just keep opening. So I would say we figured out the recipe at that point. We knew what to do, how to do it. But where the lag is in 2 areas. We never had lag in sales. We'll go to Alaska and sell people bathrooms, right? Mm-hmm. It's getting the marketing dialed in to where we're not returning these high reject ratings because we're buying leads that are not high intent or affluent people that can afford the product, right?
Yeah.
Filtering that out and getting the data back to be able to make the decisions and kind of refine the process and dial it in with the right partners to get the market going in the right direction. And then getting the time for installation to get their feet under them and installing the business cleanly, because you got to assume when installers are new, they're going to make some mistakes and there's going to be some service and callbacks. So it's like, and then do they have the temperature to stay when they're knowing they have to go back and fix their own problems? People just want to worry about the next dollar. They don't want to go back and fix the ones they already got paid on. So that's part of it. But I would say that we definitely figured out the recipe in 24, just my opinion. As far as a profitability standpoint and a smooth transition, we reorganized the org structure dramatically. We got rid of
walk me through it.
No more VP of sales, gone.
Yeah, because you're You are now VP of sales.
I'm the CEO, but I just run our sales team.
Right. But as in like you took that seat.
I've always been the guy that they went to.
Okay.
But I had a guy that I thought could run the team, and there was just too many holes below him to be able to get things done at the pace that we need to get things done. So I said, why are we spending this money on this crazy expensive person that we didn't feel like was bringing back the value?
Yeah.
And why don't we just take that money and let's get a bunch of people that we know can do the job very well, put them in regional roles and just give them 1 to 2 markets. And then we build from there. And our net volume per lead went up $800.
Yeah.
In 1 month of putting that team in.
Yeah.
It's increased $800.
That's interesting.
Well, I said earlier that like people, you better have good people.
Yeah.
We noticed the difference on the bottom line immediately between having good people or not having good people. And
we just
spending the
transitioned.
money in that on those people is worth it, in my opinion, if you have it.
Yeah. We just transitioned our director, like our head of sales. Like we went from one to another. This was his first 30 days, like April, and like absolute blowout, like crazy. Like we 20% over budget and 55% year over year, like crazy. So yeah, like, I totally get it. Cause we're looking at the results now as we're like prepping for this and we're like, holy shit.
Yeah. I'm sure you've seen this too. It's like, the thing that a lot of business owners don't want to talk about, but it's the absolute truth. And I've heard a few like Mark Cuban and some people that have been very successful talk about it is you need to be able to identify very quickly who is and is not a fit.
Yeah.
Hire over a little bit longer term and fire quickly. Don't ever become a wood chipper because that's your culture and you need to protect your culture, right? You don't ever want to be known as a wood chipper, but like don't negotiate on the type of people and the pace that they will push within your organization. Like you need to find the right people. Don't negotiate on what you will or won't accept and let those people kind of drive the boat. Like you need to empower them. So it's really all about people for us.
Yeah.
It's a win or learn mentality. It's not a win or lose mentality for us. It's like, if we lose, we learn from it. And that loss is so short span because we're going to turn into a win in the column really quickly by taking those mistakes that we made, rectifying it, putting a better process in place and fixing it. That's what we did. We got rid of top end leadership that was really, really expensive and made some changes that fit the business model. It fit the business model. We were like, man, the value is in the people of the doers, right? It's the people that's in the field doing it. It's not the finger pointers saying, get this done, get this done, get this done, right? That's great to have that visionary mindset. But like, really what we realized is we were the visionaries and we were just telling an extra person to do what we could just tell them to do on our own, right?
Telephone.
Yeah. And the doers are the value. Like, let's get these people out here that are doing the business and like making the changes and executing the dream like that. That's what we were looking for. So we've seen, and then Noah came up with a great idea this beginning of this year with sales training, because our struggle was our sales system is elite. I'd say it's the best sales system in the country, and I would put my money against it. Right? We spend a crazy amount of time on sales development. It's just what we believe in. Like I'm to the core. That's my thing. Right?
Yeah.
But what we've realized is that to get these people into training and spend 8 consistent days in training, develop them, get them in the field, have the leaders cultivate them, build the mentality proper, and then get them on the streets themselves to do their own job is a long turn, right?
Yeah.
And we were realizing that at most we were getting 10 people a month, new employees, sales reps into the field a month, company wide. And I was like, let's think about maybe doing this Zoom. I'm like, dude, Zoom, like the amount of
you need the vibes, the bullshit,
just the amount of detail that goes into our training, it was just, there's no way. So I'm like, I'm going to try it. Like we're going to try this. I'm going to run our first sales training class Zoom. We put 15 people in it. Out of 15, 10 of them are here. We did the next one. We had another 17 in it. Out of those 17, 13 are here. In a month's time, in the month of February, we put 22 new representatives into our business that are in the field. That has immediately spiked this new sales talent and the change of mentality of someone being fresh, motivated, ready to run. Our net volume per issued lead has went through the roof. Our talent in each office has went through the roof. All those new people, they raised the floor.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, these people that are been in these office locations that are stagnant, Now all of a sudden they're really at the bottom because these new people have climbed to the top.
Yeah.
So it's just changed the culture in the business. And it was just off of a crazy idea of me and him sitting there, and he's like, why don't we just try it Zoom?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's easy for you to say, you don't got to do it. And he's like, let's try it. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do it. And it was awesome. It worked.
Yeah.
And it's working. We're doing 2 Zoom trainings a month.
Yeah.
Right now, 2 classes a month.
Yeah.
You battle stagnation of mindset with employees and
sorry, just to re-hit this, 2 classes a month, like that's the onboarding, or that's like I'm going to do a refresher.
No. New hires.
New hires. Okay.
Every
2
twice a
new
month.
cohorts a month.
2 massive company-wide classes.
sales training classes for new sales reps.
Okay.
So if you wanted to come into the business,
Yeah.
I'd say, hey, I got a class on May 8th for you. You're going to be in that class for 8 days.
Yep.
You amongst maybe another 12 people across the country.
Yep.
And then they go back to their respective locations, and then they run with their managers for the, X
Understood.
amount of days.
Understood.
It's helped us battle the stagnation of talent in the company. It's you can bring talent into your organization, but 6 months from now, are they going to be pushing hard? And it's really about what you're doing to push them, right? And
How does this help push? I don't know that I understand that.
you bring new talent in that's hungry,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes your existing talent base realize somebody's coming for them,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense, for their opportunities. Essentially, like
Mm-hmm.
I've got to perform because there's somebody coming right behind me that's a killer that's going to push me to be my absolute best. So it's a lot of the same thing with football. When you draft a player on the, it's like,
Next year's class is better,
we just drafted a guy in this second round and he's my position. I've got to pick it up. Like,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna be, it's the same exact thing.
Understood.
So-
but I mean, with how new you guys are, it's hard to imagine stagnation in
Let me
sales.
tell you what happens. We've realized that the peak of most people's career in sales is in their first 30 to 40 days. Their peak. Why? They learn the Premier process. They don't know any other way at that point. They know the Premier process. They're fresh. They go out and execute the X's and O's that we've taught them, our 12-step selling system. They go out and execute it, and they see the success, right? But then when they get past the 30-day mark, they realize they go to an appointment, the customer's tempo's fast, they don't have a lot of time to sit. They cut out a couple steps, and they still get a sale, right? And they go, oh, that worked. Like I didn't have to go through as much of a needs assessment in the inspection. So then they do it again. And then the next customer, they get rushed again, and then they cut some of their product demo down. Before you know it, they've morphed this sales system of their own with the foundation that we had, but it's their own sales system. They're missing the tie downs, they're missing the gradual steps, they're missing the closing time.
Yeah.
So now they're in this rut in day 45, and they're like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. We get a field trainer in the field with them, and they're like, you're not hitting any of the tie downs. You're not spending the amount of time on your warm up. Your agenda's not proper. So it's like redirecting them back on the right road, right? So this new talent coming in constantly, these people are fresh. These people are breathing the sales system, and they are out knocking out of the park. 3 weeks in a row, we celebrate rep of the week every week. We have a conference call Mondays. We celebrate all the wins for offices, individuals. 3 weeks in a row, the top 3 reps in a company were brand new reps in their first 30 days. I have 25 new sales reps this month that are going to do over $250,000 in revenue in their first month.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. That is interesting. So do you think it sounds like you're ramping new talent. What do you do about re-engaging the old talent?
That has a habit of helping.
So just bringing in the new talent is re-engaging.
It's the, because we ran some of the most successful sales teams for Leaf Filter, and he brought me in Window Nation. I ran leads for him at Window Nation, and you essentially at the end of the day, like, you have your 20% or maybe 10% of top performers that are always going to be your top performers. And then you'll have your 10 to 20% of low performers that are never going to make it. And then you have your 80% or 70% in the middle that you can push up, or eventually they can live in the middle and be happy being a C plus, B minus player, make a solid amount of money and be a contributor, never really go up, or they can flame out in the end and go down. Your job as a sales leader or a sales manager, if there's any sales managers listening to me right now, I'm going to give you the best advice of your life. Never stop bringing in new talent to help take out the bottom to replace the bottom of your organization and help push up the middle. The very worst thing that can happen is they push up the middle to be better. The best thing that they can happen is they push the middle down because they jump them. And when they push the middle down, the bottom leaves. And at the end of the day, you're left with a couple better players than you had before. Never stop bringing in new hungry talent. It's the worst thing you can ever do.
Coach up or coach out.
Mhm.
That's the mentality, right? It's we either take people, we catapult them to the next level. Average performers become elite, or average performers they don't stay long because the new floor is raised, right? It just continues to raise. Speaking to what you were saying with the existing talent, we do a lot more development training now.
Hey, everybody knows that leads are tough to come by, but what if they weren't? Service Scalers is the no BS marketing team just for home service contractors. They run SEO, PPC, LSA, and GMB campaigns that actually bring in customers and not just clicks. They've delivered me tons of leads tied to real revenue, and they can do the same for you. If you sign a 12-month contract, your first month is free. Click the link below to get started. Yeah, what's that team look like? Sounds like there's one.
So there's
got to be a lot.
We have a national sales trainer that does Zoom trainings twice a month. Then each regional now is doing, in their region, they're doing once a week, they're doing a progressive development training.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking the KPIs and they're saying, here's the bottom performers in each of my regions and markets. And they're required to be on training for 30 minutes to an hour. And we'll basically go through our lead audit sheets and we'll say, what is the common denominator here of what's the reason all these people are failing? And we'll find that maybe it's sit no sale, other estimates, or it's no snap decision or no urgency. Customer wasn't ready to buy. And we dial that down with all these struggling reps. And we realize that here's the main objection that we're struggling with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we don't just say, how do we conquer the objection? What stems the objection? Where's the objection coming from? Well, it either comes from lack of rapport. We didn't move want to need. They just wanted the bathroom. They didn't need it. We didn't make them need it in the inspection. We didn't price condition the homeowner enough to understand what the cost of the services in the industry. They had no idea when we got to the close, like they should have, what the cost of the product or service was, and they were shocked. And at that time, we spent all that time trying to build it, and we didn't do enough of it. So the close got rushed. The tempo of the close got rushed, and the customer didn't spend the appropriate amount of time to have those tough conversations to walk them into a sale. So we have to deal with all those things in this progressive development training that we do weekly, and we continue to give different viewpoints. We'll also bring in some of our top performers and say, tell the team what you're doing that's working. Because what's better than a person that says, hey, Noah's in the field every day. He wrote $420,000 last month.
Mm-hmm.
Let's listen to what this guy's saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy he's our trainer. He's great. That's why he's our trainer, but he's not doing $420,000 a month. What's this guy doing?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a lot more out of that too.
Yeah.
It's like, don't give me the vanilla response. Well, I'm just talking to customers and spending. No, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're doing something, right?
Are you guys using like any of the AI software?
We're not using the Rilla and all that stuff. Yeah. We feel like for our sales team that the cost, the return is not there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
we're already so high performing as it is. What we've had to almost engineer our closing percentage down over time because you just have too many jobs. So it's like what
and that's by like price increases or
yeah, I mean, and then also, the thing that we can do to best support our sales team, we've decided instead of you buying a Rilla and hoping our closing percentage goes up, is instead on the business that we are writing, how can we help our sales team understand how to do it more profitably so they can make more money? Support them on their existing books of business that they're writing.
So there's a director of training. Was that the title?
He's the national sales trainer.
Okay, sorry, national sales trainer. And then all the regionals, you guys have talked about that a lot. They have 2 branches each, and then
some have 3, but
2 to 3 branches each, and they're really like driving the bus with the location sales leaders.
Yep.
Okay. And then are there who's doing like ride-alongs or
So ops managers do 2 to 3 ride-alongs a week.
Yeah.
And then every regional that's in the market, whatever market they're in, they'll get on ride-alongs every week.
Can you describe the ideal location manager, like the sales operations leader? Like who?
There's a few facets that they have to have.
Yeah.
Okay. One, they have to be a steward of the system.
Yeah.
Like they have to be able to perform.
They have to believe in it.
They have to be able to perform the sales system at an elite level. Okay. So they need to be.
So are these former salespeople typically?
Most of them are all a salesperson at one point in time.
For Premier.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are. Some of them other people have been leaders at other organizations that I've worked at or that we've worked at together, and we've brought them over. Okay. And then we taught them the Premier way. So they need to be able to hire, train, motivate, and recruit. And then they got to be able to develop leaders, develop sales talent. We
hire,
train, motivate,
and recruit.
Yep. And develop. So those are the 5 facets we look for, right? most of those people are alpha mentality people. They're A plus personality people. They just are, right? We have some people in our organization that are not as dominant personalities as others, but we find that the people that can command the room and 100% designate that they are the leader are the ones that get the best out of their team, right? Those facets are non-negotiables. They got to be able to do those things. We give them a strict process of what we want them to do. What does a morning routine look like? Well, get in the office by 8 a.m. What do you do then? Look at your book of business. What did you sell yesterday? Okay. Go over all your sales. Take those sales, go through the contracts, scrub those contracts. Is there everything filled out properly? Is anything missing? Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Track down the down payments on every one of those jobs. Do they get ran through financing for the down payment, or they go check or credit card? Track down those down payments. From that point, visit all your sit-no sales, the leads that you did not sell. Okay. Look at the notes. Make sure the notes match the report from your call center leader. They sent out a report at the end of the night, and then go through those reports and start writing down on the lead audit sheet the common denominator of what the misses are. Okay.
And they have that information because the sales rep did like a debrief.
It's in our CRM.
Okay.
It just tells you every note. So
when they result it.
So at that point, we start following trends. We're creating a playbook of what training is going to be later in the week. And then from there, at that point, they're going to go and they're going to spend some time they're going to first put all their leads that they have today on their board. And they're going to say, where is my availability for same days? And did I put the right leads in the right person's hands? There's an art to that. It's not just issue lead to issue name. It's, we have leads categorized as what's a gold lead, what's a silver lead, what's a bronze lead. What are those categorized by? Home value, debt to income, poverty percentage, credit FICO score, all those things. So gold leads go to gold reps. Silver leads go to silver reps. And then bronze leads are fill-ins, right? So then we look at it. Where's the same day capabilities? If Noah's call center gets the same day in Philadelphia, who can take it? And does it hurt the office by having to give this person the same day because he's in that area? Or do I need to revert the leads to make sure that the best person's taking the same day, right? So that's the first part, mapping it out. And we go and we spend some time with our project manager. We go over all yesterday's sales. Hey, I went through the deals. These are clean. No problem to go ahead and push through ordering. And then I say, what does your schedule look like that you have installed this week? Is there any jobs that you're not able to get a hold of that you need me to try to call to get on this schedule this week? Let's go over the whole business. What jobs are in a stagnant position? Customer hold or management hold. Customer hold means the customer is not allowing us to install for a particular reason. Management hold is we're holding it for our own reasons, right? Clear those up daily. From that point on, the next hour for a sales manager is to spend time on recruiting. He was telling you never be stagnant. They're constantly taking those interviews that they have and they're spending time in that time slot of fielding interviews for recruiting. And then the back half of their day is an hour of development training, bringing people into the office to train, and then be in a field a couple times a day. By 2:00, their day's open. Now they're taking phone calls, fielding any drop call that they need to take. Reps in a house, can't close it. Phone line goes to the sales manager. The sales manager's talking to the customer, trying to walk them into a deal. So that's the process, and that process we don't want to deviate from. That's what creates a process to open time in their day to be a manager.
And then when it comes to the sales reps themselves, kind of people that we want those alpha leaders to bring in, we really kind of look for like three main things. You got to be competitive. I like people that they hate to lose more than they like to win, because they will just refuse to lose, right? You have to be charismatic. You got to be able to talk to people, make a friend, make people like you, be magnetic. Yeah. And then you got to be hungry. You got to be perpetually hungry. You got to be driven. Not big on motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Driven is kind of the engine that takes you every single day. You don't have to, get started to go somewhere and then it dies. So we really look for those three things. And from there, we can work with those types of people. And very often we will find that our best performers are people from kind of outside the industry who are just desperate for an opportunity to make a lot of money. Yeah. And not, somebody that, I hate to use the term old dog, because we've taken many veterans and been successful with them and we're thankful for them, but maybe not somebody that it hasn't worked out at several other places, or they've sold bathrooms for 20 years. I can't win with you. You have your way of doing it. I'm not necessarily asking you to do it my way, but I'm asking you to do it the premier way, because that's how we can kind of recruit, hire, train, develop people,
can duplicate,
have a culture.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then me and him have been, we've officially put this into motion. This is something new for Premier, is we've looked at this landscape of like all these new greenfield markets. We still have DC we're opening this year. We still have Minnesota we're opening this year, and we're still opening Boston. That's 3 more markets, right? And then next year probably ends up being like 6 to 8 more markets, depending on how fast we keep implementing the process. So we're looking at this and we're like, there is going to be a point in time with as big as Premier is at this point that we can't continue to pick from the vine and go into a network that I've had and just keep taking a sales leader from somewhere and hoping that they become a Premier person. Like, we need to develop that person, right? Because at some point, companies gain strength when they can promote from within. That's a reason to be here. It's a way to create buy-in.
Yeah.
It's good culture.
We're just getting to that point now, and it's been a really big win for us.
So
It's a massive win.
So what we're going to do is we are going to create assistant sales managers in every market. And that's getting rolled out now as we speak, where a great sales performer, maybe not the best rep in that office, not the top generating sales rep, but maybe the one that is above average or really good, but does it to a T. He does our sales system to a T. And that person's gonna be responsible for field rides every day with a new rep or a struggling rep. They get paid extra to do that. They get an office bonus. You know, there's a lot of different things that we're doing comp-wise to make it worth the time. And then that person all of a sudden gets some of the back end work from the GM, and we start cultivating this person, getting groomed and ready. So when the next market opens, I go, hey, you know, Pittsburgh's assistant manager, I got an opportunity in Buffalo. You want to go? It's an opportunity to make $300,000-$400,000. Are you relocatable? Yes. Plug and play now, right? You're creating this farm system. And now there's a vacancy in the assistant sales manager position in Pittsburgh. And now another person has a path to grow in the company. So that's what the model is going towards for us. That's the next big jump.
Yeah. Yeah. Like emerging leader. Do you think, like, how does training look like aside from being attached to that person's hip? Are they bouncing between locations? Is there as much
the
of
assistant
a
sales manager?
right?
They'll be stuck in, if Cleveland's manager will only be a Cleveland assistant manager.
Okay.
He'll be working hand in hand with his GM. He'll know his reps. He is literally, if I'm the GM and he's my assistant, he is my ears to the field. Because when a rep is out in a car with that person every day, they're way more liable to tell him what's going on inside their ears than what they're going to tell the GM that's an actual boss. Yeah. That person then can relay information to the GM. We can get a temperature on everybody, and we can just continue to build on all the deficiencies that every person has and start grooming and making them stronger. Those new reps, they're not so hungry to make money now. We have someone out there helping them make money, developing them, letting them develop at a proper pace. So we see a huge upside to that. That's really an Erie model. Erie did that from the existence, and they're strong at that. They build seasoned leaders by doing that. And when you come in it, most people that are ambitious, they go, what's my path to grow? I don't know. You're just a sales rep. Well, I don't want to just be a sales rep. Well, what else can I be? I don't know. You have to wait for another market. No, you can be an assistant sales manager. You can grow to a GM. Your GM might go to be a regional. There's pathway for growth, right? And I think that's huge for culture. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Are they still running active leads while being an assistant manager? Sounds like they are.
Every day.
Yeah. So it's like an override in addition to their own.
So our reps get paid. Noah implemented a new bonus program for them to make it more, make it more advantageous.
You're the man.
Go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, I want to hear about it.
Yeah. So basically, it's a ladder system where the more net revenue that they do in a month, they'll get increasingly more compensation. And it keeps them fighting for all the deals. And I say people that hate to lose, it helps them not ever want to lose and write a deal wherever they can write it within parameters, if that makes sense, and helps reps stay around and keep chasing the carrot every single month. So we've got reps making, my goodness, with bonuses and with commissions, we've got reps making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a week, every single week. And it's a sliding scale based on where you sell. You can make as little as $250 for a job you shouldn't have sold because it didn't come into parameters, and then 5% all the way up to 12% with kickers on top of that. And then we pay extra for Sunday sales. And so we've kind of created an environment where there's all these different kickers left and right where reps can really just stack and stack and stack. And they're starting to make some really insane money. And then when we throw training on top of that, when I was talking earlier about showing them how to take the deals that they're currently writing and then make more money on top of that.
Yeah.
They're starting to see some serious gains. And then to the point where our last 3 manager placements, I believe, are that's insane. So
We doubled the bonus this month. So talk
doubled the bonus this month. We just basically said at the beginning of April, hey, we're gonna do a push
For your sales managers.
for sales reps. So
Okay.
whatever you would make this month a normal sales bonus, we're gonna double it.
Yeah.
And so we've got, oh my gosh, 1, 2,
That's a good idea.
1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna set a monthly record this month. We're gonna do over 12.5 million in sales. 1, 2, 3.
How does the cost structure absorb that?
It's all variable. It's all variable.
Yeah.
We have no fixed overhead on a sales rep. 0.
So will your
We got 24 reps doing over 100,000 in net volume this month so far, across the company,
what's
and
good? Like what's good for a sales?
that's
rep?
pretty.
So 100 is good.
That's okay. That's fine.
Over
So that's
2
5
million.
deals, 6 deals.
What's that?
That's 6 deals.
Net deals.
Yeah.
So, really for us, it's the bonus starts at 150,000 in net revenue, and then goes up to
Okay.
200,000 is the next marker, 250 is the next marker. So
Yeah.
your great reps are doing 250, your really good reps are doing 200, and your solid reps are doing 150 plus.
Top rep did 4.7 million last year.
Yeah.
So
That gives perspective.
yeah, but me and Noah were talking. We're like, we want the sales position to be like very advantageous. Of some people just have the vision that they don't want the problems of being a manager.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to make a great living being a sales performer.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
a lead at that job. Go home to their family every day and shut off. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to create a carve out that bonus was enough to be like, I have to hit bonus this month. Like it's an extra 2,000 to 4,000 a month for me. I got to hit it. Like if I can make an extra 50 grand a year just by doing my job well that I already do, I'm chasing it. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we doubled it, and we've seen that that
Is that permanent?
so we're probably
Maybe.
that was a
Maybe.
test.
So it's nice. Is it? And it's only if you hit a certain threshold.
Sure. And you asked where the extra margin comes from it. Well, it's almost, our marketing budget per month is fixed on a dollars basis. Like this is what we're going to spend this month, and you get
Yeah.
really close to it. So what's the worst thing that happens? You sell more, and then
Yeah.
your net cost of marketing is lower because
Yeah.
you sold more, you paid more in commission, but it came almost directly from your net cost of marketing at the end of the month. So it just balances out because you're capitalizing on more sales that maybe you wouldn't have capitalized on last month.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a balance there, because here's what you realize with reps. They do one of two things. You have representatives that don't care as much. Now you're going to say, well, sounds crazy, but I'm just being honest. You have reps that don't care as much about what their commission percentage is versus getting the win, because they're fighting for the bonus.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we have that. Like guys are just like, yeah, I'll take the 2. I just need this to close, even if it's $200.
Because
Yeah, we'll
I'm
do that.
fighting for my bonus at the end of the month, right?
Yeah.
And then you have other people that say, I'm fighting for every single ounce of commission on every deal,
Mhm.
and I want to make the most amount of money working the least. And what we find is that even the people that chase the volume and not the commission percentage as much, they end up making great money at the end of the month because they get the bonus.
Mhm.
So with that's the kind of, we don't want to promote people to sell jobs at the floor, but we want to also reward people for taking the effort of saying,
Yeah.
it's either walk the deal or get contract signed.
Yeah.
Let's get the contract signed, right?
Yeah.
So there's a common ground there.
Yeah. What is the threshold for the double?
This is anybody who makes bonus is getting double what they normally
And bonus is like a threshold.
is a minimum of $150,000.
Okay. So if it was $2,000, if I hit
That'd be
150, it's 4.
Correct.
All right. Yeah. I'm super into that. That's a good idea.
And we've seen that our net volume per lead has exploded.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and we have metrics. I think we have as good of, if not better, analytics on the back end than anybody I've ever seen. And we have metrics that'll dial down for a given time period. What's the average commission percentage or discount percentage that a sales rep will sell at? And we can dial it down and kind of tailor what we're looking to do based on what the reps are doing recently, based on this promotion. So after today, which is the last day of the month, we'll do a deep dive and kind of go back and see how effective it was month over month. I think it's going to be pretty darn effective.
Yeah. What do you guys day-to-days look like?
Individually?
Yeah.
We're in the business to the waist up.
Mm-hmm.
There's never really a dull moment we get in there. All of us are probably in there by the latest at 9 a.m., I'd say, 9:30. Us three we all have kids.
Yeah.
And wives, right? And all our kids are fairly young.
Yeah.
Vince has 2 daughters that are under 4. under 3,
2 and 5, I think.
2 and 5, and Noah's got a third one on the way, and
Nice.
and 3 boys now, and they're young. And I got of the 3, I got the oldest children, 13 and 10. So we're like heavily involved in family, you know. But we get in there in the mornings, and Noah heads up dealing with the call center and the inside center. So like that's a task in itself. Like he's wrapped up in that, and then he's bridging the liaison between sales and inside call center on issues and kinks that we're working out, conference calls and those things. Vince is really wrapped up into marketing, tech, automation, IT heavily. And then I'm running the field. I'm running sales, installation, all those things, you know. So we're busy. We're busy for sure. You know, if we're not on calls, we're
Just talking to employees.
constantly.
Ears always to the ground.
It's like, where do you wait? You look up.
You're looking for friction. You're
Dude,
looking
I didn't
for
eat lunch. Like it's
Exactly.
It's 4 o'clock. What happened to
They
lunch?
find us. They find us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's not really a closed door.
it's not really structured because it can't be. I don't think that we'd be doing the business to a service if we made our days fully structured and everything. It's kind of just get in there and get your hands dirty. And because of that, I think we have elite relationships with our teammates, and because it's not just structured and bland, it's like we're in there helping and fighting and figuring things out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What was the just sort of rounding this out? We've gone from 0 to, you know, this year 170, 180 million.
174 is what we're tracking.
174. That's pace.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
based on our growth plan.
Yeah. Like what was the biggest friction point? Like what was the moment where like, hey, this might be it.
Like this might work or might not work.
Might not work.
Oh goodness gracious.
I would venture to say supply chain.
You just couldn't get it. Yeah, because who's going to whip that out?
It was a matter of both sides not communicating the way that a high level business should communicate in forecasting, right? We didn't think we were going to sell that much, and they weren't ready for us to sell that much. So it's a process of balancing that, but we've struggled at times with supply chain and getting the product at a timely fashion and having enough of it and being able to install to our full capacity. That's been a challenge.
Yeah.
And there was times where it was really bad, I would say, where we were like, whew, we better hope that this stuff arrives quickly. When you agree?
Just because canceled jobs, like you start like losing orders.
I mean, you need to, when you start building a business of this size, your overhead's
Yeah.
outrageous, you know?
Try to keep it as low as possible.
But it's still, you're spending
It's a lot.
$1.5 million a month of marketing and your overhead and your payroll. Like you need to install jobs. So
I don't know if there was ever a moment where we were like, this isn't going to work out. I think there were moments where we were going to have to make some hard decisions if things didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right. And that always typically revolves around people or employees. Right.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was ever like a do or die, like one moment. It was, it doesn't mean that we haven't gone absolutely clinically insane dozens of times during this process.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
9 p.m., 11 p.m. calls, this person, this issue, this problem. And like, you're not going to believe, he called me all the time. I call him, you're not going to wait till you hear this. What? Here we go. Right. And, it's a lot of the totality of that, of just like death by 1,000 blunt force traumas.
Yeah.
But
I'm familiar with this.
as you get more, and listen, and the fact that my wife has dealt with it, and his wife is like,
man.
is, and I try to, shield her from the details and stuff because it just kind of is what it is. But you just keep showing up, you keep solving problems, you keep trying to create self-fulfilling systems and processes and let things start to run, and trust your people and find talent. Don't negotiate on what people are going to do for you, and push your people hard because you care, not because you're just there to push them, and just show up every day. Don't quit. And then you end up stacking months and looking back and go, holy crap, we're going to do almost $13 million this month. And
Yeah, that's
we're going to
crazy.
install more than ever. And then it's, I don't know if we really have goals. We have benchmarks we need to hit to be a profitable business. We don't necessarily say we want to do this amount to do this amount. The 174 isn't some chalk goal or Sharpie goal that we want to hit for an ego purposes. It's basically what do we think the business can do, and let's see if we can't hit it. But Just show up every day and don't
You gotta-
quit.
You got to play chess, not checkers.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to see things way ahead of the curve, whether that's people,
Mhm.
whether that's economic issues, whatever it may be. You better see it way ahead of the curve, and you better have a game plan and a footprint of how you're going to handle it when it gets there, because people are going to fail you. People that you never think will leave.
Family,
Or they'll-
friends.
You just never know, and you better have a backup plan. You better have things in place so you're not caught with your pants down, because every business owner has been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there. We're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Now what?
Yeah.
The pivot moments where you're like in crazy stress levels and you're like, what do we do now? It's like, okay, let's get together 3 great minds. It's the benefit of having 300. Let's get in this room. Let's close the door and let's figure these things out. Let's get ahead of it.
Mhm.
So we've done a good job this year
Mhm.
of getting ahead of things.
Yeah.
Really ahead of things. So,
Great.
we got the year modeled out, and we know where we're going to land mathematically, give or take, plus or minus a little bit, but we have the playbook set, I would say. At this point now, it's just repeating the playbook
Mhm.
and continuing to bring and nurture good people into the organization so that you can expand the footprint. That's what it was.
Are you tired of chasing reviews and watching competitors outrank you on Google? Well, Big Reputation has your back. They're an AI-powered review and SEO platform built just for home service businesses. With automated review generation, AI keyword-rich responses, and heat map local search tracking, you will finally get the visibility and reputation that you deserve. Plus, they integrate with all major CRMs that you already use. The best part? The setup is free and your first month is on the house. Book your demo in the description below. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on and sharing all this with us. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
If people want to contact you, sounds like LinkedIn's probably the best way to get a hold of you.
Yeah. Yep.
Or
We're
shoot me a message.
absolutely anytime.
Awesome.
Anytime. But yeah, still a lot of year left.
Yeah.
I want to be able to look at this podcast and
We'll
go
do a
back
6 month.
and
Yeah,
go
we'll
back
do a
at the
6
end of the year
month.
and say-
That's some of the funnest. That is some of the funnest ones. I have a friend flying in because we did one over Zoom. He's in Chicago and he did one 6 months ago. He texted me the other day. He's like, hey, dude, I got to get back on. Like the last 6 months, lot changed. And I'm like, yeah, dude, fly on out. So he's coming out here later in May. But yeah, like 6 months, a year.
Yeah.
It's crazy, especially in like a high velocity business. Like, hey, this is what we were dealing with at this point, dude. Like, here's what happened, or here's what happened.
I can't even remember what happened 6 months ago. Like, what was that? Like November?
Dude, I'm
couldn't
right
tell
there
you.
with you.
Couldn't tell you what headache I was having that day. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. No, this has been a blessing, but you can never put your feet up.
Yeah, you're definitely the ops guy. If you like what you heard, make sure you check out ownedandoperated.com, sign up for the newsletter, check out the YouTube. It is booming. Thank you.
Thank you.
You.